Hey everybody, this is 8-Bit Eric, and today I'm going to talk about something that I saw on the internet. Yeah, believe that. I'm going to talk about something I saw on the internet, and it kind of made me mad. And I'm not going to try to step on anybody's toes here, or promote hate, or talk bad about anybody, but things are starting to get a little too politically correct nowadays. I mean, people are starting to get a little too sensitive. But it's not the fact that somebody's infringing on their rights. It's the fact that people are starting to take things too literal and too serious. Like, they're overlooking at things. They're making things more than what they really are. And it's ruining everything else for everybody. And basically what I'm talking about today is PETA basically calling out Nintendo on something that Nintendo made back in the late 80s, the Tanooki Suit. Yeah, Tanooki Suit has been a case of controversy all day today, and basically what PETA is saying is that it encourages skinning animals to wear their fur. Now let's look at the Super Mario Brothers series real quick. Plumber and his brother Luigi. They live in the Mushroom Kingdom. Their enemy is Bowser, the King of the Koopas. There's turtles, there's Goombas, there's dinosaurs, there's all sorts of piranha plants and creatures and weird power-ups, clouds that have eyes, bushes that have eyes, just pipes everywhere. There's Yoshis. Not to mention all the countless other characters of the series. And they're always rescuing the princess. Now, where in the blue howl and all of that is there anything about cruelty to animals, or skinning animals, or wearing animals? It just puzzles me. Now, if you go to PETA's website, you'll see that they created a game called Mario Kills Tunooki, and it's a flash game where basically you play a Tanooki and you're chasing after Mario, who has your fur. You're basically a skinless, furless Tanooki just running with blood dripping everywhere, and it's just kind of funny to see how PETA always over-exaggerates everything. Now, don't get me wrong, people watching this, if you support PETA and all that, I'm not narking you. I'm not knocking you for that. If you support PETA, I'm not knocking you for that. Don't start thinking that that's what I'm doing. What I'm doing is saying that this little campaign of theirs against Nintendo is a little bit much. Seriously, Super Mario Bros. 3 introduced the Tanooki Suit, not Super Mario Land 3DS. And that game came out years ago. If PETA had a problem about it, why the fuck didn't they call it out back then? But there's also this misconception that a lot of people at PETA like to do, and it's not just against Nintendo. But keep me wrong, I understand animal cruelty is not cool. I support taking care of our environment and the creatures in it, but come on, it's a fucking video game. Where in any of the instruction booklets, the posters, the stories, anywhere does it say that it encourages animal cruelty? If you're thinking that way, then you might as well bust every single video game in this world. Because video game characters have been wearing fur, they've been wearing leather, they've been wearing all sorts of objects and clothing made by animals. But just because Nintendo has a popular character that's way more than a video game, it's a part of our culture and a staple of our history, you people want to try to attack it. And that's not right. Y'all are against animal cruelty and against people abusing animals, but what about abusing things that humans have? Things that humans come up with? What about abusing people's hobbies and rights to wear stuff? Now, I'm not gonna preach, that y'all are wrong and anything like that. And people don't have to share your beliefs. People don't have to listen to what they should wear and what they should not. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I live in the United States, and there's a freedom of choice. Now, I don't know about other people from other countries, how it goes with the way their clothing goes, but I'm pretty sure, for the most part, they're also allowed to wear what they want. Except for religious reasons. But we won't get into that. The purpose of this video is that PETA is trying to go against Nintendo for a power-up in their video game. And to me, this just seems like a power play for attention. Why don't you people worry about actual animals getting hurt and not what's in a video game? Or on TV, or anything. If actual humans are not injuring animals, why worry about it? Why don't you go to a neighborhood and make sure that people are taking care of their pets? Or why don't you go and make sure that people are walking their pets on leashes or feeding them? Or why don't you go to the beach and make sure that no sea creatures are eating pollution or getting stuck in any trash? Why don't you go check our nation's dairy farms and make sure that they're handling that right? Why don't you go to a puppy kennel and make sure that they're taking care of the puppies there right? Instead of fucking with Nintendo and fucking with our video games. Now, just in case you people want to have this misconception about what the Tanooki Suit represents, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a backstory.
The real background behind Nintendo using the Tanooki Suit was first featured in a Nintendo comic system story titled Tanooki Suits Me, where according to the story, the suit was one of many magical suits made by a tailor named Tanooki, whose signature trademark was to sew a tail on the back of each suit he made. In this comic, Mario turns into a statue by pressing a button on the front of the suit. The actual Tanooki Suit first appeared in a video game in the classic Super Mario Bros. 3 as a power-up which featured the ability to fly, float down slowly, use your tail to hit bricks, and of course, turn into a statue. Tanooki suits are named after the Japanese raccoon dog, Tanookies, who, according to mythology, can use leaves to shapeshift and cause chaos. Tanookis have also been a part of Japanese folklore since ancient times. The legendary Tanooki is often depicted as a mischievous and jolly creature who's a master of disguise and can shapeshift, but they're also somewhat gullible and absent-minded. Statues of Tanooki can be found outside many Japanese temples and restaurants. When asked about the inspiration behind the Tanooki Suit, Super Mario Bros. Creator Shigeru Miyamoto explained, "In Japan, there are a lot of folktales about the Tanooki, which is an actual animal in Japan, but the folktale talks about how the Tanooki could grab a leaf, hold it to its head, and transform. We had a lot of fun with that idea and bringing it into the game. From a functional standpoint, what the Tanooki Suit does is Mario jumps in the air and whips his tail back and forth so that he floats down very slowly." Now, after hearing that, don't you think this is a little too much for PETA to be doing?
So after seeing that, tell me exactly what you think below. Comment me, video response, I don't care. We all are in this together. So gamers, if you support this cause, let us be heard. Let us show PETA that they don't know what they're talking about. Because to me, that's over-exaggerated a little bit. And that's being assholes. And we already have enough assholes in the fucking gaming community. We don't need people that don't know what they're talking about getting in it either. This is 8-Bit Eric, and thanks for watching.